Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Learn with me. As many of you know, I have been using AI generated voiceovers for my videos. But after some encouragement from friends, I have decided to switch things up and use my own voice from now on. So here I am. Let's make this session even more engaging. As we have covered the core components of Kafka architecture, it's time to put theory into action. So in this session, I'll walk you through a hands-on demo where we'll set up Kafka, create topics, and see producers and consumers in action. So get ready to follow along as we bring Kafka to life. Let's dive in. So for this demo, I'll be using Ubuntu. So I have Ubuntu already installed and up. So if you guys don't have Ubuntu installed on your computer, you can go ahead and download it from Windows Store and install it. You can follow the on-screen instructions and it's pretty much easier to follow. All right. So once that is done, we can go ahead and download the Apache Kafka. So let us go to their official site. All right, so here it is, Apache Kafka, and at the top right we have download Kafka button. Let's click on it and we see the latest version which has been released recently 4.0.0, right? So we have our binary download here. So we'll just copy the link and we'll move to our Ubuntu and we'll download it. Okay, let us wait until it's done. It should be done in a few seconds. Right, we are almost done. Great. So it has been downloaded. You can see the tar file. Now what we have to do is we would have to extract the contents, right? All right, let's copy and paste the file name. Great, so it has been extracted in this directory. Let us navigate to this directory and see what we got inside. All right, so pretty much it's the same. Let's move into config and see if we have any changes in there. Yes, we do see some of the changes earlier. Before the 4.0.0, we used to have craft as a folder, right? So now we see broker.properties. We have controller.properties, which are new, and we have log 4j2 YAML. Okay, all right. So these are pretty much few of the changes which we see in the latest version. So let's do one thing. Let's check what do we have in the newest version. The controller.properties and the broker.properties. Let us first open controller.properties and we see something called process.roles, right? And here it says controller. So it is pretty much straightforward. So we can assume or we can say as a fact that when we execute this file, it will act as a controller, right? So the node ID is unique. It would be 1 and forum is on 9093 and it will be running on 9093. Okay, so we are running this on localhost for now. You can change the IP as per your needs or the host name as per your needs. All right, so let me close this and we'll open broker.properties and see what we got here. Yeah, so as we saw in our previous file, we saw process.role as controller. Here we see as broker, right? So again, it is pretty much straightforward. So when we execute this file, it will spin up a broker for us, right? So here we see node ID as 2. So by this we know that the node ID are going to be unique, different for the controllers and brokers. Okay, and we see the control quorum as 9093. If we navigate down, we see listener as 9092. Yeah, and it is going to listen to this controller name called controller. All right, so we do not have any SSL setup for now, and will not be doing this in in today's session. But we'll be looking into this the security or the encryption part uh, in our future sessions. Okay. All right, so let us close this. And what we'll be dealing with is currently the service.properties, which we used to work with all other versions, right? Let us open up and let's see what we got here. All right, so in the process.roles, we see broker, comma, controller. So what do we understand from this is that when we execute this file, it is going to act as a broker and a controller, which means it is going to spin up one controller and one broker for us, right? And the broker is going to run on 9092 and the controller is going to run on 9093. It is again pretty much straightforward. If you can read through the configuration, you will understand what is running on what. All right. Let us close this and we can start with our Kafka services. Let us go back. Let us clear things up and we can navigate to get started. So it's again the official site where we clicked on download Kafka, and this is what brought us on this page, right? So we can navigate to get started. Here we see quick start option, right? We can click on that. And once we do, again, here you will have all the steps, how we can download it and how we can start. So we are looking into start the Kafka environment, right? So still, if you do not see those steps, or if you are not able to find it, I will upload all the steps in my GitHub account, which I will mention in my description. Okay. All right. So starting with, we will be generating a cluster UIT. So let us copy it. Right, it has been generated. It is going to generate a random and it has been stored in Kafka cluster ID variable, right? And then we are going to format the log directories. So let's copy the command and okay, seems like it didn't copy properly. Let's copy it again. Here we go. All right, so once this command is successful, we can see the output as formatting dynamic metadata, right? So once we have this, we can fairly proceed with our server start. So with this, we are going to bring up one controller and one broker. So let us run this. All right. Yeah. So it is being started. And we see Kafka server has been started. So this is what the confirmation is, as we can see here. And we can see it is Kafka craft server node 1. All right. So now what we are going to check is we'll be creating topic, as I said, and then we'll be producing some messages, and then we'll be consuming those messages. So this will be happening in real time. All right. So a few things which you see on the screen here. You can see awaiting socket connection 9092, which means it will allow us to connect to this port 9092 while you ping it, and pretty much others are the same. All right, so now let us go ahead and create our topic. So let's go to the step 3. So we have created a topic. All right, we can copy this command again and can go to the next terminal, which I already have it open. Okay, and let's paste this. So here we are going to create. So Kafka topic is the shell script which will allow us to create a topic with the name quick start events for the bootstrap server localhost 9092. All right, this is what the command says, and we can run it. Okay, all right, let me just navigate to that directory. Yeah, I can run it again. Let's wait. Okay, it has been created. So we see created topic, right? So the specific topic has been created. So to see what what our topic is and what configuration is for my topic, what is the replication factor, what is the partition, right? So we can go ahead and run this command where it says describe. Okay. So we are going to describe. Earlier we used the create. Now we are going to use the describe. Pretty much others are the same. Let's run it. All right, so here we can see topic, and we see here it says our topic name. So this topic ID has been generated automatically, which is managed by the Kafka. and then we here see the partition count 1, which is by default. Replication factor is 1. It is again by default. Again, here if you see, partition is a 0th partition, and this is the leader, and replica is 1, right? And ISR is by default 1. So if you have to change this, you would have to have a cluster. So anything more than 1, you would have to spin up a cluster of 3 to meet the quorum. So so that it can at least handle one of the failure. So yeah, those topic will cover in our future sessions. So today I am just focused on bringing up one broker, one controller, and then we are going to see how Kafka streamlines the real-time messages. Okay. So yeah, so we have the topic. Now let us bring up a producer. All right. So here say write some event topic. So which means it is going to be a producer. Let's copy this command. Okay. So here it says, so it is going to open a console for us, which is going to be a producer. Uh, and then it says what is the topic? The topic is going to be quick start, and on which broker. So it's going to be 9092. All right. Let's run this command. Yeah, so we have that producer ready, up and running. We can we are ready to produce some messages, or push some messages, send some messages into the Kafka topic. All right, so let me also spin up a consumer so that we can see the miraculous real-time streaming of Kafka. So we can bring up a consumer. So here it says read the events. So let me just copy paste this command in here. All right, so let me just run this. Okay, again I forgot to move navigate into the directory. All right, let me start it again. Okay, so the consumer is ready. We will not see the same symbol for the consumer. All right, let me bring this window here so that we can see what is happening parallelly. Bring this up, and then all right, it's cleared. Now let me just copy paste this. Okay, and then we'll see what is going to happen. So this is my first event. Let's see. So yeah, as you can see on the screen, the moment I hit enter, it just came on the consumer end. It has been consumed currently. Okay, so the message went into the Kafka topic, and then the consumer consumed the message which said this is my first event, right, from the Kafka topic. So that's how the Kafka works in the real time. Apologies. All right, we can do one thing. We'll try to publish some more events and see how fast it is. Okay, so still it is a single node. It all depends on your architecture and your hardware setup. So yeah, again, it's fast. Let me type some lengthy lines and see how it works. So this is a demo session where we are demonstrating how Kafka processes real-time data. Let's see. Oh, as you can see, the moment I hit enter, it has been consumed, and this is a demo session what we see on the screen, right? So what is happening? So again, we can say that it's a real-time processing which has been happening by Kafka, right? So what we saw in the session today was we tried to spin up a server uh, which contained a broker and a consumer, right? And then we created a topic. We used producer to produce some messages, and then we used our consumer to consume those messages which were published or sent by the producer into the topic, right? So what we are going to do now is we are going to explore Kafka, um, Kafka cluster, okay, in our next session, and then from there we'll move on to our further topics. Okay, so that's all for today, and I will see you in the next session. All right, bye bye.